You know, Lee Gates, Thomas DeMoss are back on the show with us this morning with Chattanooga Property Solutions. And every time they are here, we end up having this great conversation off camera that we carry to on camera. And part of it always seems, Thomas, to go back to the idea that you live your life long enough, you figure out what makes you happy, and that becomes a ministry,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So here you are, the two of you, helping people with either selling their homes, maybe keeping a house that's fallen into disrepair, but you do it from your heart.
Absolutely.
Is that a fair lead in to the two of you guys?
No, yeah, I think it is, 100%. I mean, we got into this business. I was thinking about this the other day. We love people and we love houses.
Yeah.
We like making houses brand new homes. And yeah, it was just like, I don't know, we were driving around, I was looking at old houses going, that's a cool house, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what it was? I was taking my son driving. We were driving around downtown and we were looking at a lot, a lot of houses that we renovated over the 20 years we've been doing this in Highland Park. And those were homes. And those houses are homes that way because folks called us because it wasn't a home at that point.
Right.
So we were able to.
Yeah, I'll center you back. Yeah,
you
go
can't
ahead.
really get a college degree in fixing houses.
Yeah.
And the reason Thomas and I do this is because we both really liked it.
Yeah.
And we sort of accidentally found ways to do it a second time
Yeah.
and a third time. And here, decades later, we've done it hundreds of times.
Okay, so what they want to talk about this morning is really how they take their love of houses and helping people.
Yeah.
So one of the things y'all have done, we're still relatively new enough into the new year that y'all can look back to 2025.
Yep.
You've been doing some looking back, and you've had fun, it sounds like, Lee, looking at all the people you helped.
Well, it's really a pleasure to be able to take a process that is scary and confusing, and for a lot of the people who sell houses to us is literally something they have never done. They may have inherited the home or they may have grown up in the home. And so to be able to be a guest in someone's home and to share with them some good ideas, which may be to sell it to us in a cash transaction or may actually be better served with a real estate agent or be better served with something more creative that allows them to keep the home. That's a lot of fun. Yes.
As Thomas was saying, the key word today anyway is solutions.
Absolutely.
You like to find solutions, and so it's never going to look the same. You may meet with 5 people in the course of a day. Each one will have their own solution.
Sure.
Right. And I brought this just to kind of give an example. There's a lot of choices. These are the letters and solicitations that I've got to my house.
Whoa.
It's a lot.
He's a bit of a pack rat.
And some and some of these may be to people who don't know any better, maybe a little bit misleading marketing. And we just want to make sure that when people contact us, they understand we're going to tell them the truth. They may not like that answer, but we're going to tell them the truth. And we've got evidence to support those happy sellers that have contacted us before.
Sometimes they come to you though, Lee, and they're not so happy. I mean, sometimes the people you're helping maybe have a house that's fallen into disrepair. Maybe they've had a life situation occur where they just can't afford the maintenance on it anymore, and there's a lot of emotion with that. Y'all honor that.
That's what we were saying off camera before we started, is that a lot of times when people call us, you don't hear a smile on their face on the phone. It doesn't mean we treat them with anything but respect. But if you go to our website, and this is one thing that I think is unique, if you go to our website, what you see are miles of pages of photographs of sellers with us at the closing table, and what you do see are smiles. And so, you know, we can't fix everything.
Right.
But if you've got anxiety or there's something that is keeping you awake at night about a piece of property, a vacant lot, a house, wouldn't it be nice if you could call a neighbor who happens to have hundreds of iterations of experience and maybe kick around some ideas?
You just said neighbor. Y'all are very much local.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to run into these people at the grocery store potentially, and you want to have treated them right.
Frequently, actually.
I like that you mentioned today, though, Thomas, about how you love houses.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see the potential in something and it's not met. If you're the one who's either lived in that house and you can't meet it, or maybe it was your grandparents' house, you want still to have the house continue on.
I think one of the biggest reasons people are sometimes nervous to call is because there's a situation with that house that is hard for them to deal with. And the fear is that someone like me is going to show up and condemn it and give them a hard time. And I love what you said, because actually that's kind of how we see the world. Is you walk and you go, well, sure, you know, a hackberry growing out of the dishwasher is probably not ideal.
Yeah.
And I've bought houses that I've taken chainsaws into the kitchen to clean the trees up first.
Right.
And nicer ones too.
Yeah.
But what we see is potential and opportunity, and we're delighted when people allow us to partner with them to get there.
Yeah, and I would imagine too that people get a little bit concerned. We have to wrap it up, but when they make that phone call and things aren't so peachy, they also worry about being taken advantage of.
Right.
That's not the case, and it's very often that they're here showing a customer who called them and they help them keep the house.
Absolutely.
You want to do what's right for each person.
That's a huge win.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, y'all are smiling too.
We love it.
It's a fun job.
Here is where you can reach them, ChattanoogaPropertySolutions.com, or call them. 454-3070 is their phone number. And if you catch a guy driving around, looking out the window, looking at houses, it might just be Thomas thinking, that's a pretty one.
Yeah.
Good to see you folks.
Absolutely.
Likewise.
Good to see you too.
Thanks.